Does that make sense for you as far as like why divorce is inherently more risky for men?
I just feel like you're saying because women tend to be the person who initiates a divorce, correct?
Yes.
That's why it's riskier for men. But why do women tend to end divorces? With successful men that have money, they cheat.
She said it earlier.
They do all these things that women don't want to put up with. She said it earlier.
A lot of women don't just leave for the money that comes with divorce. They also want the freedom to do whatever they want without any limits. They'll say they're leaving because their man doesn't make them happy, but that was never his job to begin with. Anyway.
It's a feeling. Feelings change from day to day.
Yeah, so I could have been in love with the person at the moment, but if that person is no longer treating me well just because we're married, I have to say, no.
That's the point.
Because he can't be a good husband.
So as a man,
that's all I'm asking.
If I marry you and you decide, you know what, he's not the guy I thought he was anymore, I'm leaving. You take half my stuff and maybe...
So? Is there no risk without reward? You married me, right?
No. So once again, this is why
you wanted to marry me.
Don't want to get married.
You loved me enough that it would be worth it to you to marry me and take the risk.
Hold on, stop the show. You just basically admitted it with your own words. Why guys don't get married?
She actually calls divorce settlements a reward. But seriously, a reward for what? For breaking up your family? For walking away from the man you promised to stay with forever? That's just crazy.
I can understand why men have given up dating because can someone make it make sense for me how these women want men to text them back fast, but not too fast, that it's too creepy. They want men to make 6 figures while working 20 hours a week while they still have quality time with them. You know, if he has a good relationship with his mom, then that means he treats women well. But if he doesn't have a relationship with his mom, then that means he's automatically abusive. But then she doesn't want to ever talk about her daddy.
That's because many modern women are full of contradictions. They don't really want a relationship. They just want the fantasy that comes with it. That's why they create all these unrealistic movie-style rules for men that no one could ever actually live up to.
If he's too nice and too kind, then that means that he wants something from you, or, you know, there's an assumption that he's just buying you gifts and whining and dining you because he wants sex. But if he doesn't wine and dine you, then he's lazy, he doesn't care, and he's not putting in enough effort. You want men to lead, but you don't want to listen. You want men to show their masculinity and take charge and plan dates, but not too much masculinity that he comes off as aggressive, mean, rude, or condescending.
Modern women keep saying they want a strong, masculine man to lead the relationship, but only if they get to control him at the same time. And somehow, they've managed to convince themselves that this makes sense and is totally reasonable. Apparently.
You want men to be in tune with your emotions, but if he's too emotional, then he's weak, and you don't trust him to make decisions and lead. He has to be attractive, but not too attractive that he looks like a fuckboy or somebody that gets around, because if he's too attractive, then he has too many options, but if he's not attractive enough, then you're not even looking in his direction. If he has a child and a baby mom, then you automatically assume that, you know, what baby mom would want to be single, and that makes him toxic.
These days, it seems like everything is automatically the man's fault. A mother could completely lose her mind and do terrible things to her own kids, but somehow, people will still say it because a father must have done or said something to push her over the edge.
But if he's never been married or in a committed relationship, then that also makes him toxic, and that's a red flag because he's never been in a relationship before. You want men to initiate the dating stages of a relationship. You want men to initiate sex, but then when he stops initiating sex, then you assume that he's cheating on you. You want men to be honest and open and upfront, but your idea of honest and open and upfront is basically him telling you only the truth that validate your feelings and your experiences, because the moment that he invalidates how you feel, now he's narcissistic, he's abusive, and he is mentally and emotionally using you and abusing you.
Most of these women don't even know what they actually want. It's all just a bunch of vague ideas that don't mean anything in the end. They act difficult, make everything a problem, and then expect men to just put up with it. And the moment a man refuses, they start calling him all sorts of nasty names. It's honestly ridiculous.
These women will always say that they want men to be themselves and be authentic to who they are, but then there's an entire list of icks, like wearing sandals at in winter, or him just getting coffee, or him getting sepsis, and you think it's funny and you're posting it on social media. But the moment that he posts an ugly picture of you on social media, now he's a piece of crap and he's picked the wrong picture, and now you feel bad about yourself.
What makes it even worse is that she feels entitled to openly mock, insult, and embarrass a man whenever she wants. And if he speaks up or says he doesn't like it, suddenly he's a bad guy who can't take a joke. It's honestly messed up.
If he dresses well and he takes care of himself, then he's too feminine and he's trying to show off. But if he doesn't dress well enough and he doesn't show off and he dresses average, then he looks like a broke-ass loser bum and you want nothing to do with him. You want that man to have hobbies like going to play golf or gaming, but if he games too much or plays golf too much or it inconveniences your lifestyle or what you have going on, now you're pissed off. But if he doesn't have any hobbies, then he's a loser because he's too obsessed with you. But if he has too many hobbies and takes away time from you, then he doesn't care enough.
They can't stand seeing men find peace in simple things like golf or video games. It actually bothers them. So instead of letting their man enjoy it, they try to ruin it, almost like if she can't have peace, then no one else should either.
There are going to be people online that say you didn't get married because he wanted you to sign a prenup.
Correct.
So why did you not just sign the prenup?
In that moment, it was, I'd rather walk away from something knowing that I chose myself than to spend the rest of my life not being loved the way that I love somebody.
Translation, I want to take his money and virtue signal while I do it.
Somebody.
Yeah.
If she runs off the moment a prenup is mentioned, then she never truly loved that man to begin with. A woman who genuinely wants to build a life with her partner wouldn't care about signing it, because her focus would be on making the marriage work, not what she might get if it ends.
Name one benefit that a man gets from a marriage that he wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Just one.
I think a lot of men who choose to get married are incentivized by the fact that they are able to claim that woman as theirs. And
but name one benefit that they would get in a marriage that they wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Well, I think even though it's not 100%, there's peace of mind that that woman is not going to be loyal to you.
The answer is there's none. You're dancing around it. There is none. So my thing is this. I think it's in a man's best interest to stay Peter Pan, as you would say.
It's funny how she claims that the only benefit a man gets from marriage is owning his woman, which isn't even true. But even if it were, you'd think that women who believe that would just stay single and avoid men altogether, right? That way, no one could ever own them.
And I think women shame men because men gain their value in their 40s. Men understand the sexual marketplace better. They understand that women have no leverage in their 40s. And they date down and they get younger, more attractive girls. And that's the best way to go in today's day and age, where we live in a deregulated sexual marketplace where women could take everything they got, take their kids, etc. Why the hell would a guy want to commit to women nowadays when, honestly, we got wholeflation?
I think it's also setting a good example to children that you have a family nucleus. And I think there's something to be said about that.
Well, you can do that without the state getting involved in getting married.
Marriage these days just isn't worth it anymore. Women are encouraged to walk away from their families and cause chaos, and they can do it anytime they want for almost any reason. For men, it's become way too risky, a massive gamble with absolutely no real reward.
What I noticed lately is that a lot of men rather stay single because they're tired of giving their everything and ending up with nothing. Do you guys agree with that?
This is 100% the truth. Girls really don't value anymore what men bring to their lives. The world now has become primarily about material. There is always somebody else that can provide better material. Because of this, there's no real reason to cling on to one person or another. There's always somebody better, right? This, of course, is only if you define somebody by what they provide in the material world. The harsh reality, of course, is this. Most people really don't deserve or need that much material. Just because you feel that you deserve something doesn't mean you actually do. Your life will eventually show you that reality one way or the other. Since girls always have a shoulder to cry on, they may not realize it.
Men give women so much more than just money or material stuff. Things like loyalty, protection, and emotional support. But modern women don't seem to value any of that, because you can't put a price tag on it. That's why so many men are done trying for women who don't appreciate anything that isn't tied to money.
All women are 304s. Nope. There is no such thing as traditional women anymore. Wrong. Women simply aren't worth it. What does that even mean? I am so tired of all of this negativity. Are you going to insist that masculinity is about growth, suffering, and overcoming difficult things? And then just not date because it's hard? Are some of you really so pessimistic and self-hating that you will just resign yourself to never feeling love and affection? Are you really going to sit here and insist that you have all of the answers to dating and then just refuse to pass those answers on to a woman who is ready and willing to please you? Tell me, what battle are you even fighting? You insist there's a problem, but you aren't trying to actually solve it? What is the point of all of this other than to just kick and scream? There are a lot of great women out there looking for men with your values. Go meet them, be strong in your convictions, and enjoy the life that you can create with them, because the negativity has got to stop.
He's trying to shame men for speaking up about real issues with women. And her big advice? Just go find a good woman. As if men haven't already tried that. It's just another way to blame men and make them feel like they're the problem, even when most of these women aren't worth their time to begin with.
There was a study done in the 90s, and what they found out, I think, still holds true today. So what they did is they took a group of men and they took a group of women and they categorized these men. So it was like high status, t-shirt, McDonald's. Same thing with the women. High status, t-shirt, McDonald's. And then they asked, the men, okay, would you go to coffee with this person, go on a date, marry? And in all three categories, the guy didn't care. He's like, yes, sure, whatever. With women, it was a whole different story. Women went to the high status man for the majority of them. So that was for coffee, date, marriage.
That's really not surprising at all. Most men don't care about a woman's status. If she's a good woman, that's all that matters. But women, on the other hand, are obsessed with status because they always want the best man they can get. The problem is, their expectations have gotten completely out of control. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap up today's episode here. As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Drop your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Ace out.